What a few days it has been since I last did a video on Friday, speaking to you, speaking to everybody. Now Manchester United have got Jadon Sancho. The medical deal is done. Everything that's happened in between with Euro 2020, the pain of the penalties, the disgrace of the fallout in some regards. And there's so much that I really want to talk about today. Of course, the first thing I'm going to be talking about with a big smile on my face is the fact that Jadon Sancho has completed his medical at Manchester United. I will run through all of that news. I'll bring it all to you. When can we expect the videos to come out? When can we expect the pictures to come out to see Jadon Sancho, smiling in a new kit from next season? I'll bring that all to you. And as always, you will let me know in the comments where you are watching this from. You'll fire in your super chats as well. And you will let me know where you're watching from, town and country. I'll try and add you onto the map. Let's do that straight away. It's always the best way to start the streams. It's so popular. We've got 65 people are on the map so far, and we can make it 66 here because Eddie Martinez straight away coming from Chicago, Illinois. How are you doing, my friend, from Chicago out in the US of A? On you go. And Chicago again. I'd love to visit Chicago at some point. Then we go down here. No, you need to let me know the town and the country. Remember that. Don't just be shouting Nigeria or shouting any Jamaica at me. Look, there you go. USA, Virginia. Thank you very much for your comment, my friend. Let me get you on the map. LJ Baby, add pin. Let's have a look. Virginia, USA. And I'll tell you what, let's go straight into talking about the stories today, because otherwise I'm going to get distracted by the map. Last time it was like, somebody left a comment, which made me laugh. It's like 70% map, 30% news. I think he might have got his portions wrong, but fair enough. So let's go straight into the news. And it's coming from the man himself, from Fabrizio Romano. Drop a like on the video. Come on. There's way over 1,000 of you already watching straight away within 2 minutes. Let's get that up to 2,000 by the end. And why not? Let's get excited about Jadon Sancho. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund have signed all the paperwork of the Jadon Sancho deal after an agreement was reached in principle a few weeks ago. Sancho has also completed his medical as a new Manchester United player. The club are preparing the real official announcement with the new kit. That's exciting. That's the bit we're waiting for. Like, all said and done, man, this Jadon Sancho situation has gone on for so long. We all know it has. But we want to see him standing there in the new kit for next season, smiling. That's what we want to see. Big up to Abhijit for the super chat, my friend, saying, what's up, Sam? About time for Sancho. What's the update on Varane with personal terms? I'll get into an update on Varane later on. And that's from Fabrizio Romano as well. How excited are you to see Jadon Sancho signing for Manchester United? Now, the events of the last few days, I'm going to have my say on it. Maybe I'll do it now, but I haven't really said anything since the fallout from England, the fallout from the penalties, the fallout from Jadon Sancho and Marcus Rashford, both missing penalties that were crucial in England's penalty defeat to Italy. But first and foremost, it changes nothing for me in terms of how excited I am to see Jadon Sancho sign for Manchester United. This is a transfer that you, all Manchester United fans, we've been waiting 2 years for. 2 years to sign Jadon. Maybe not 2 years, look, 12, 18 months, however long you want to call it, as long as fuck. It's been drawn out saga. It's been painful. It's been horrible to experience as a fan. It's been like, you just get left with a sour taste in your mouth. But now, Jadon Sancho has completed his medical. The real official announcement is coming, baby. And we're going to get to see Jadon Sancho standing there in United's colours for next season. And I can't wait for that. But in terms of something that really has stained the last few years for everybody, was to see what happened with Rashford, Sancho and Saka, 3 young, fantastic black English footballers being racially abused for missing penalties that they stood up for and took. You can't have a go at them for fucking missing those penalties. And the problem there is that Gareth Southgate made it. How he's putting Saka as the 5th penalty taker, I don't know, but that's just a personal opinion. It's just madness. I was listening to John Barnes on the radio this morning, and John Barnes is a man that I think he says a lot of mad stuff, but he says a lot of right things as well. And the issue here is that we all know it's the education. For me, It makes me ashamed to be an England fan. It makes me ashamed to say that I was so excited for the game yesterday. I was so buzzing for it to see what happens. For it to denounce into people defacing Marcus Rashford's mural in Manchester. Look, you can see the messages of support around it. The majority of support will always outweigh the majority of racist twats. And they are twats. And I'm sorry if you're a child and you're watching this stream and you're young and I'm swearing, but I'm not going to give them a polite word because they're not, of course they're humans, but it's just in this day and age to see it and still going on. It just pisses me off. I think the thing that, in terms of actually Rashford and Sancho missing their penalties and what effect can that have on them, it can have a massive effect on them. I'm pissed off with Gareth Southgate. I said this to my mates who I was watching the game with. I think Gareth Southgate's an absolute idiot for bringing Rashford and Sancho on, who have had peripheral roles at that tournament because you played other players. You bring them on 1 minute before the end of the final of England-Italy at Wembley, and you expect them not to be a bag of nerves. It puts double pressure on a penalty, which is already a pressure situation. So Gareth Southgate did not help them whatsoever. And Marcus Rashford, you saw it in his penalty. This is a man who has built a career of putting his foot through it. That is what Marcus Rashford does. He powers things. I don't really think I've ever seen him tickle a penalty into the corner before, but he did. And it goes to show how much pressure there was on that penalty. And it's a real shame that the context of Jadon Sancho finally completing his move to Manchester United is off the back of him missing a penalty at Euro 2020 and receiving racial abuse. It's fucked up, man. It's so fucked up. And I don't know how we tried taking the knee, which is ultimately a symbolic thing, which really isn't going to change much. It goes to show that there is a voice behind it, but it's not going to bring about change. The change will come from this generation growing up, not racist, because it's a generational thing. It has to be stopped at some point. The reason that there are racists in this generation is because they've learned that from a previous generation. It does come down to education, and how that goes around and changes things, I don't know. But it's fucking sad to see. And I kind of wanted to say my piece on it because it's just, it's been a horrible few days. It really has been. I've been in London. I've been enjoying it and I've been upset. And now I'm excited about it. Well, not excited about that. I'm excited about Jadon Sancho coming to Manchester United. We've got a super chat here from Adebomi from Ogun State in Nigeria. How you doing, my friend? Let me get you on here. 1 second. I'm on the wrong thing, I believe. Where are you? You are up here. There you go, sir. Ogun State in Nigeria. You are added onto the map, my friend. I think that might be what I have to do from now on, because I'll pick a few out. I won't say that everybody's got to do a super chat, but there's so many comments that come in. I'm going to have to pick and choose as to when to go to the map. Or as somebody stated last time, I'll spend 70% of the time on the bloody map. If you're talking about what Rashford did, yeah, look, Stephen Tolley, he should have done what he did against PSG. He should have done. That's what I expected Rashford to do, because, as I said, Rashford is a man who puts his foot through it. That's what he does. He powers things. So to see him do that goes to show how much pressure there really was on that penalty. I can't really believe that it degraded into that. But I also can't be surprised. And I guarantee you, and this is one of the most disgusting and horrible things about it. I bet you that Saka, Rashford, and Sancho were walking up there, and in the back of their minds, there was fear about how much abuse and racial abuse they would get if they missed that penalty. And that would have been playing on their minds. How can it not? Because had they scored that penalty, there would have been none. But just because they missed it, you're not allowed to do it at all. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what else is unbelievable, completely unrelated to that. Have you seen a team of the tournament for Euro 2020? Can't argue with Donnarumma. Walker at right back. I haven't watched enough of other right backs, so I don't really know about Bonucci, Maguire. Harry Maguire, he's established himself as a world-class centre-back now. Can we just leave it like that? No more arguments. Absolutely outstanding the whole tournament. A rock at the back for England. But Spinazzola at left-back and not Luke Shaw blows my mind. And I know Spinazzola was Italy's best player prior to him getting injured. But Luke Shaw was the best left-back at the tournament, man. What, he had three assists, goal in the final, his first. Oh, come on, man. How can you? And it wasn't just the goals and the assists, which is that's not how you measure a good defender. Luke Shaw was just incredible on the overlaps, positionally, set pieces, deliveries. Luke Shaw was absolutely fantastic. He was arguably player of the tournament. Donnarumma was given player of the tournament, and you can't really argue against that because he saved 3 penalties in the final. Yeah, he saved 3, of course. We just had a whole conversation about that. But Luke Shaw to be left out of that leaves a bitter taste in the mouth for me, as good as Spinner Zola was. And that's my own opinion. You might disagree with that as well. We'll head back to the original news. Look, if you're new in town, come on, man. There's so many of you that watch that aren't subscribed and you don't like the video either. Do both right now. Drop a like on the video on YouTube. Drop a like if you're watching this on Facebook. It's free. Engage with it. It helps us. It shows Facebook and shows YouTube that you're all engaging with the videos. You're all enjoying the videos, and that interaction will help us grow. And it's free. So make sure you drop a like on it and make sure you subscribe if you're new to United People's TV. And I'll head down to the comments at some point here. Let's have a look. I'll answer a few of your comments as I always do. James Jennings here. Shaw deserves to be in that team way ahead of Maguire, in fact. By far England's key defensive player. I would probably say Maguire, if I'm being honest, was the most important, although you could surely argue Pickford as well. So many English great performances at this whole tournament. So much to be excited by. So much quality, but ultimately we were left short. We were left just that little bit short. And for me, it comes down to Gareth Southgate. First 45 minutes, he got it right with playing Trippier, with playing Shaw. It was a vindicated decision, only 90 seconds into the first half. But as soon as that first half went away, England just sat back and invite the pressure on. And if you're looking at the 2 big games under Southgate, Croatia, semi-final of the World Cup, Italy, final of the World Cup, early goal, go 1 up, retreat and sit back. Conceded in like the 68th minute against Croatia, the 67th minute against Italy. And in both of those games from that point onwards, the game was going away from England. And for me, that comes down to bad management and missed decisions. And Southgate has been praised throughout this whole tournament for making so many great decisions and right decisions, and rightly so. He made plenty of wrong ones in there. Got a comment here from Andrew saying, "Hi, Sam. Hope you remember me. How you doing, buddy? Thank you very much for your super chat. I'm so excited for Sancho. Rashford didn't play a lot in the tournament, so why let him take it? And I'm against racism. Of course, everyone is. Well, not everyone. That's a fucking issue about racism. He let him take it because Rashford is a top quality penalty taker, and Rashford would have put his name up for that. But as I said, it's the wrong sort of pressure to put on a player to bring him on 30 seconds before a Euro 2020 final penalty and expect him to be even slightly comfortable in his situation. If you're going to bring him on for penalties, bring him on 10 minutes before the end and at least let Rashford and Sancho get a few touches of the ball before almost the first touch of their ball is from the penalty spot. It's just madness. You've got Florence White here on YouTube saying, how much did we buy Sancho for? I believe the final fee was for £72 million. And I think that's going to be spread over 4 years. So I think it's a fantastic deal that Manchester United have got themselves for Jadon Sancho. And if we're looking, let's see if there's any other news that's coming out about it. Because it's a developing story. It's happening right now. We've got Manchester Evening News saying Jadon Sancho's move to Manchester United will be completed this week. He underwent a medical today. That's not any new news. Nothing there. Was that Jadon Sancho? Well, it might be Jadon Sancho's vehicle, but it's a blacked out van. But Jadon Sancho, man, he's completed his medical. And that's the big, look, let's get Sancho done. Wicked. Let's get Sancho signed as a Manchester United player. And let's move on to doing what is next. And that is signing Rafael Varane. That is clearly the next one. We've got a comment here coming in from Ademola. Adebomi, thank you very much, buddy, saying, is there any move of Rice to Manchester United? I'll be honest, Rice in that first half, certainly for England against Italy, was very, very impressed by how Rice played. Showed a more aggressive, forward-thinking style to his game. And maybe that's because he was being allowed that sort of freedom to go forward. But there's nothing on Declan Rice to Manchester United, Adebomi. And I'll be honest, I don't think there ever will be. I don't think we're going to be signing Declan Rice, not this summer, not for the, 90 million roughly price he's going to have. And the fact that he played well at Euros means there's going to be an extra premium on his price. I think just bank the idea of signing Declan Rice this summer. That's my own personal opinion. I just do not think it will happen. We've got a comment here from Mushtake. Thank you very much, buddy, saying Cape Town, South Africa. Now, I'm pretty sure that Cape Town is already on the map, but let me have a look for you, saying super chuffed about Sancho. Now to get Varane and maybe a quality central defensive midfielder. I think you're completely right there. United need that sentiment. You all know I've said it so often that we need that. Let's go. Cape Town. I think Cape Town's definitely on there twice now. Let's have a look. Well, Cape Town's on the map. Let's have a look at how the map is shaping up now, eh? Because it's starting to get busy. We've got 69 points on that map. Look at that. Obviously, it makes me smile every single time seeing this. Every single time. Look at that. All around the world. All the Reds that are joining in. Getting some from the East Coast on the USA now and in Midwest. Well, Mid-Central anyway. And on the West Coast. Need some up here. We've got Washington State. Can't remember that. North Dakota, South Dakota. Wyoming. Come on. Where are you watching from? Anyway. Let's head back down to the stories of the day. And it's not just, it is not just, of course, Jadon Sancho that we're getting excited about. And this is what the man himself, Fabrizio Romano, this is the latest that we've got on Rafael Varane. Real Madrid are waiting for Rafael Varane to come back from his holiday to try to convince him to stay at the club. If he is leaving, then Real Madrid will have to decide on a price. Then Manchester United will think about the official bid. So according to Fabrizio, Manchester United are just sort of waiting and seeing what happens with Rafael Varane and with Real Madrid's attempts to keep him at the club. For me, I don't think United should wait on that. I think we should force the move. I think that Rafael Varane should come back from that holiday and Manchester United have already submitted an official bid because then it puts more power in United's hands. It takes a little bit of power away from Real Madrid and it gives a little bit more power to Rafael Varane in those actual conversations that he has with Real Madrid over that contract. I don't think United should wait. I don't think United should ever wait, really. Oh, there's a comment here that's just popped up, and I've just seen it. And because we haven't had one from Moscow, Russia yet, I'm definitely going to be getting Russia on that map because Russia has massively been underrepresented so far. So welcome the Refresh channel to the map, my friend. There you go. As always, ladies and gents, if you're watching and you want to get yourself on that map, leave your comments as much as possible. If you really want to get yourself on there, you've got to send in some super chats because there's too many comments that come in throughout. And if you have any questions you want to ask me, and loads of you do, and loads of them are very good questions, please can you send those in super chats as well, and I'll be able to spot them because they pop out like this one here from, where is it? Oh, don't know where it is. Too many comments. From Victorim. How you doing, Victorim? Nice to have you, buddy. Thank you very much for your super chat. Man United are ready to sell Lingard to West Ham for 30 million, and United should use him to get Rice. He was excellent in the Euro final. I completely agree with you. Declan Rice really did impress me in that final. And if United were to sell Jesse Lingard to West Ham and get Rice for a region of 50, 60 million, I'd be fine and happy with that. I think that would be a good deal. But I don't think there's any chance of that happening. Apparently, not only does Jesse Lingard doesn't want to be involved in a sort of as a make weight for any deal like that. I'm not sure the West Ham would want it to. I think West Ham would want to try and keep it separate to try and maximize how much they're going to get for Declan Rice. And as I said, there's certain players that come out of tournament football. You've got Damsgaard from Denmark, for example. You've got Spinazzola, obviously, from Italy. There are players that come through and sort of take sense. I think Calvin Phillips is one who's really earned some stripes for England. I think Declan Rice was better than I gave him credit for throughout this whole tournament. And I think with those sorts of players, it's kind of hard to give them the complete credit because they play in a sort of role you tend not to watch as a football fan. Anyway, make sure you please drop a like on the video, by the way. I know all of you haven't. I don't begrudge you for doing it, but it's free, it's easy. And I said it really helps the channel. And if you are enjoying it, why wouldn't you? Come on. Like Zane Boy here. How you doing, Zane Boy? You're watching from Drammen in Norway. Now, where is Norway? Well, no, what do you mean, where is Norway? That is not, it's not what I meant to say. Right, where is Drammen then? Let's find out. Onto the map you go, sir. Thank you very much, Zane Boy, for that super chat, my friend. Drammen in Viken, Norway. Save. Let's have a look. What part of Norway is it? Oh, right on the river. Sweet. That'd be a cool place to live. So right next to Oslo. Look at that. Right, that's the first one from Norway. Welcome. You are the first Norwegian that has been added to the map. We've got one in Sweden. We've got none in Finland. Who's missing? Let's have a look. Nobody from Finland. We've got nobody from Poland. Germany's in there. Nobody from France yet. Spain, Portugal, Italy, Turkey, Ukraine, Romania, Belarus, Lithuania. There's lots more that needs to be added to the map over time. I'm sure by the end of it, we're going to have somebody from every single country in the world. But let's move on to the next bit of news. It's a good question there. Thank you, Victor. You're asking there about Jesse Lingard. United should be getting rid of Jesse Lingard this summer. It absolutely is the right thing to do, both for him and for the club. And 30 million would be a good price for him as long as we can reinvest that. Whether or not we do reinvest that is completely different altogether. Moving on, we've got Paul Pogba. Paul Pogba's talk is again, this is from Fabrizio Romano, where the update's coming from. Paul Pogba's talks to Manchester United are ongoing over a new contract. Nothing is advanced yet with PSG. A decision will be made, let's see, in the coming days. And I don't think, I've said this all along. I'll go on record saying it again. I don't really think there's much chance that Paul Pogba leaves this summer unless United really do feel that he's not going to sign that new contract. It's whether or not United really genuinely feel that we can get into it. Because I think United would massively fear losing Paul Pogba on a free. That's the clincher. And for United to sign Jadon Sancho makes the conversation with Paul Pogba about a new contract easier. That's in my own opinion anyway. Because when you're signing players like that and you're a player like Paul Pogba, you want to be staying here. A couple of super chats coming in. Thank you very much to Ekrama, watching from Somalia, Mogadishu in Somalia. On you go, my friend. Let me go. Mogadishu. There you are. Thank you very much. What's your name? Ekrama Omar. Thank you very much, Ekrama. You are now on the map, my sir. Welcome aboard. Right, and there's another super chat coming in here from football fan GGMU saying, good morning, loving the channel, stoked about Sancho. Keep up the great work. Love from Tauranga in New Zealand. Another New Zealand, wicked. Problem with New Zealand is it's so far away on the map that you can't get the whole world in when you go down there. But Tauranga, you are now added to the map. In you go. Let's zoom out a little bit. Are you the first? No, not the first from New Zealand. Who else we got in here? We've got Palmerston North City represented on the map as well. But Tauranga, you are now added. Thank you very much, both of you, for your super chats. And thank you for engaging in the comments. Who's next? Let's have a look. Who's next on the agenda to talk about today? The big man. The big man himself. Fabrizio Romano here talking about a new contract for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Saying a new contract will be discussed in the next few days. Now, you let me know in the comments below, yes or no, or just any opinions you've got about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and a new contract. Because let's be honest, he's exceeded expectations. What Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has done to this point at Manchester United, nobody expected him to be able to achieve. Certainly not fans of other clubs. They expected and they wanted him to fail. But Ole Gunnar Solskjaer last year showed a new level. We got to the top of the league. At that point, our asses fell out. And that's where we saw the weakness of a manager that doesn't really have that winning mentality. And it's something that I found so frustrating about England losing that Euro 2020 final is I wanted to get Harry Maguire back as a Euro 2020 winner and Jadon Sancho back and Marcus Rashford back and Luke Shaw back, all as Euro 2020 winners, because that would have brought such a new winning mentality into this team that it would have really, really helped. Ultimately, it didn't happen. And congratulations to Italy. Obviously, they were the best team in the tournament. Otherwise, they would not have won the tournament. But it is what it is. As far as I would say a new contract for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, I think he deserves it. I don't see any reason that we would divert from the path that we have been on with Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Look, we've had David Moyes. Fergie's attempt to replace himself immediately with another version of himself. It failed miserably. Louis van Gaal, completely different type of manager, complete U-turn as a club. Signed a ton of players, got rid of a ton of players. Didn't work out. Mourinho comes in after, gets rid of a ton of players, signs a ton of players. He gets us second, but we know what's going on with Mourinho. We know that at some point it's going to blow up in his face, and it did. And it was painful. And then we went to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And we've had plenty of lows. Plenty of lows. But we've had plenty of highs. And right now, as a club, we're in the best position that we have been in as a unit. We're all heading in the right direction. And Jadon Sancho wouldn't have joined Manchester United and joined this club if he didn't think that we were heading in the right direction. And that is such a crucial and critical part of it. because to sign the best players in the world like him, you have to show the ambition that the club is ready to match his ambition as a footballer. And that's exactly what I think we've done with Jadon Sancho. A couple of super chats coming in here. Thank you very much for these. Jay Martin, you're watching from Salalah in Oman. Let me add you to the map, sir. Let me open the map up for you. Let me go. Salalah in, there we go, in Oman. Certainly the first from Oman. Man, what's the weather like over there? I bet it is scorching. And there's another one coming here. This one's coming from Jason Dilbury. Thank you very much, Jason Tilbury. You're watching from Branderup in Denmark. In you go. Let's have a look. Branderup in Denmark. Awesome. There you go. And you also had a question. You said, where do you see United in the next 12 months? Of course, anybody, if you send in a super chat to ask me to... if you send me... Sorry about that. It's almost like I've been drinking for the last 72 hours and England lost the Euro 2020 final. If you do send me in a super chat, make sure you ask me a question as well, because obviously you deserve to have your question answered. Where do I see United in the next 12 months? Excellent question. And I personally think if we make 2 more signings right now, we are going to be on the verge of really genuinely challenging for that Premier League title. And in 12 months' time, I don't know why I looked at my watch, not as if I'm wearing a calendar on my wrist. In 12 months' time, we should be excited about this summer, and we should be excited. Hopefully, we come into this point now with a proper trophy under our belt. And there's only 2 proper trophies for us, and that's the Premier League or Champions League. Do I think we can win either of them? Of course we can, but it does depend on who we sign in the next 6 weeks. And that's why I would say I would hesitate to be, I'm not sure there. Got Orgasmo now. You sent in a cracking super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Also cracking name. But I can't see anything because it's an empty comment. So if you keep leaving the comments down here, there you are. Made a super chat without asking a question. I'm trying to spot your comments here. Leave another comment. I'll try and keep my eye out to see whether or not you come back. But let's head back to the main story and the main bit of news, because I tell you what, it's exciting as hell, isn't it? Jadon Sancho. Manchester from the man himself, Borussia Dortmund. So we all know it's true. Manchester United and Borussia Dortmund have signed all paperwork to the Jadon Sancho deal after an agreement in principle after an agreement in principle was announced weeks ago. It's because I'm trying to look down here for Orgasmo's comments. So I'm getting a bit distracted. Sancho also completed his medical as a new Manchester United player. The club are preparing the real official announcement with the new kit. Now, that's the exciting part. So we're not too far away now from seeing Jadon Sancho in that kit. Jadon Sancho, thumbs up, smiling and excited about the fact that he has joined Manchester United. That's what we are waiting for. That's what we've been waiting for 2 years, really. But we're not far away now because he's finally completed his medical. I'm so excited to see Jadon Sancho. And him missing that penalty doesn't change a thing. Does not change a thing for me as a Manchester United fan. In fact, more so, it makes me want to support him more. Because let's remember what happened to David Beckham in 1998. He obviously got sent off against Argentina at the World Cup, and he became public enemy number 1. You don't remember the vigils that were burned with wearing Beckham shirts on the back? What did he fucking go and do the next year? I don't know. Did he win one? He didn't win one trophy, did he? Did he win 2? No, he won the treble. That year after the World Cup, Beckham went and won the treble, and he had probably his best season in a Manchester United shirt. That's what I want to see from Jadon Sancho. I want to see him in his new home with the new players around him, just giving 2 fingers to every bastard, every arsehole that racially abused him and gave him abuse for missing that penalty. It's the hardest thing in the world, surely, as a footballer, the biggest pressure situation to do that. And he stood up and he did it. It's a big up to him. Lemmy Francis here with Super Chat. Thank you very much, my friend, saying 80% of Ugandans are United fans. So welcome home, Sancho. Aura City with smiling faces to welcome our new number 7. Let me get you on the map there, my friend. Do we have someone from Aura? I certainly got someone on here from Uganda already. Let me see if it's from Arua. Arua, yeah, not Aura. Spelling that completely wrong. Let me quickly zoom out and see if this is the only one from Uganda so far. I'm sure we had another one. No, first from Uganda. Thank you very much, Lemmy. Maybe I'll get to visit one day and meet all the 80% of Ugandans at United fans. I'll tell you what, that is a lot of United fans. But look, we could speak all day about this. I'm obviously going to come here and be just as excited, and we're going to be doing another live stream when the announcement is made official. But Sancho, man, it's done and dusted finally. We're just waiting for the announcement. The deal is done. The medical is done. Let's get excited about it. Make sure before I finish, make sure you please drop a like on the video. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you subscribe as well. I'll be back here. You know I'm always going to be back here. And it's important, man, for you all to be as involved as possible, because I want to make this as engaging and a community as possible. So soon I'm going to be bringing in some new membership levels, both on YouTube and to Facebook, doing more content, building up to a new season. We can start doing some preview shows. We can start doing some call-ins. It's going to be cool. It's going to be exciting. It's all going to be for you and for me. Let's get interactive. And that's what I want to do. So make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, you'll miss out on that. But drop a like on the video and subscribe if you're new. Jadon Sancho has completed his medical. Oh, baby. I can't wait to see him in the United shirt. Let's see what happens next. I've had my say on Rashford and Sancho, on England, on Saka and those penalties. We talked about Rafael Varane. We talked about Paul Pogba. I've answered all of your questions. So make sure you drop a like. I keep repeating it, but you do keep liking this video. Come on, like it. But anyway, I'll be back soon. Oh, no, I can't do it now. Look, there he is. He's just coming right at the end there. Orgasmo, my man. Watching from Warrabuk, Australia. If we don't get Camavinga and the Glazers don't want to spend big, Sander Bergerac. Do you not remember when, I think it was Samuel Luckhurst. He's saying that Sander Berge arrived at for a medical at Manchester United, and he hasn't. He was at Sheffield United. What an absolute idiot. Look, Sander Berge, again, I haven't watched enough of Sander Berge at Sheffield to understand whether or not he is a proper elite level defensive midfielder, but that's what United need to sign. But Warrabuk, sorry, Australia, you are on the map, and I tell you what, is that properly on the West Coast? Whoa, properly on the West Coast. East Coast underrepresented in Australia so far. West Coast is making you look bad. So East Coast of Australia. No, I'm making that. I'm sorry. I've completely see that. That's how bad a few days it's been. I'm sitting here talking about how good the West Coast has been whilst pointing at the East Coast. It's at that point where you realize you definitely got to leave the live stream. Thank you, big up there, Shushant, for sending in the super sticker. Look. Thank you all for everyone. I've loved these interactive shows. I don't want to end it, but I'm late for a haircut now, so I've really got to. As you can tell, I need a little trim. There. I'll be back. You'll be back. Make sure you drop a like on the video. As always, thank you all for your super chats. Keep sending them in next time. Until next time, though, take it easy.